take a deep breath with me for a moment. Just breathe in and out. The energy around this message feels very intentional. If you found this, it's not random. There's something here meant to meet you exactly where you are right now. As I tune in, just listen and take what feels right for you. What I'm picking up on very strongly is that you carry big energy. And this isn't about being loud or dramatic. It's spiritual. It's presence. It's the kind of energy that's stronger than how you look on the surface. You might seem calm, gentle, or even quiet, but when people are around you, they feel something shift. Your energy enters a room before you do. Some people aren't afraid of you as a person, but they are intimidated by what's behind you. Your spirit, your protection, your depth. There's a sense that something powerful stands with you, and people can feel that without understanding why. That's why reactions to you can be intense. People suddenly become more aware of themselves around you. They adjust their behavior. They watch what they say. They either respect you deeply or feel unsettled in your presence. You may have noticed this your whole life. Even when you were younger, people treated you differently. You might have been misunderstood, watched closely, or sensed things early that others didn't. You're very observant. You feel energy. You notice what's unspoken. And because of that, your presence naturally brings things to the surface for other people. Your power isn't loud. It's quiet. It's steady. You could be kind, soft spoken, respectful, and still have an aura that says there's more to you. People know on some level not to cross certain lines with you. And when they do, things tend to correct themselves without you having to do anything at all. I'm also feeling strong protection around you. There's a heavy, steady energy that surrounds you like a shield. It feels masculine, grounding, and watchful. Almost like there's always been something stepping in for you at the right time, pulling you out of situations that could have gone much worse. If you've ever wondered how you made it through certain chapters, this is why. You were never alone in it. A lot of the reactions you get from others aren't really about you. Your energy makes people face themselves. It highlights insecurities, unhealed wounds, and unfulfilled potential. Some people respond by becoming humble or respectful. Others respond with jealousy, competition, or strange behavior. But none of that means you're doing anything wrong. It simply means your energy is real, and not everyone knows how to handle that. Another strong message coming through is about access. You have the ability to move through life in a way that others can't. Doors open for you. Information comes to you. Opportunities find you. You've survived situations that should have broken you, and people still don't understand how you did it. They watched you go through things and expected you to stop there, but you didn't. You didn't make it through by luck. You made it through because you were meant to. There's authority on your path. Permission. Alignment. You're allowed to move forward. You're allowed to rise. You're allowed to leave places others stay stuck in. And people can sense that your life is going somewhere, even if they don't know where. You were given a certain kind of access early in life, whether you realized it or not. A different awareness, a different protection, a different path. And because of that, you're not meant to live small or hide who you are to make others comfortable. Your presence is meant to be felt. That being said, being powerful isn't always easy. You may feel tired sometimes, misunderstood, targeted, watched. You might wonder why people project onto you or assume things about you that aren't true. This message is here to let you know you're not imagining any of it. Your energy is simply strong. What's important right now is honoring your peace. Not everyone needs access to you. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. There will be times when moving quietly is wiser than being visible, and that's not fear, that's discernment. Trust the doors that open naturally for you, and don't chase the ones that close. You're being guided, even when it doesn't make sense in the moment. I'm also feeling that your life is moving into a new phase. Your access is increasing. New opportunities, new alignment, new doors. That's why this message is coming through now. It's a reminder before your next chapter fully unfolds that you are protected, you are guided, and you don't need permission to step into who you already are. If you've been doubting yourself, let this be your confirmation. If you've been feeling alone, let this reassure you. Your energy speaks before you do, and your path is unfolding exactly as it should. Keep honoring your peace, stay grounded, and keep moving forward. So, I'm going to be real with you. The energy around you right now feels like you're stepping into a completely different chapter of your life. And it's not just a small change. This looks like the kind of shift where doors start opening that you didn't even know were available to you. What I'm noticing is you're gaining access. You're being allowed into spaces, opportunities, connections, and levels of growth that most people don't reach easily. And you might feel like it's happening fast, or like things are moving in a strange way where one moment you're here, and the next moment you're in a totally different situation. Almost like you're upgrading, without needing to fight for every single step the way you used to. And listen, whether you realize it or not, this is drawing attention. Like, there are eyes on you. People are watching you. Some quietly, some openly, some with support, and some with a lot of opinions they don't even say out loud. Because the direction you're moving in is noticeable. It's not hidden. You may be trying to stay low key, but the results are making noise. I also keep picking up on something physical changing in your life. This could be a new home, a new living situation, moving, upgrading your space, changing your environment. For some of you, it can also be a new car, a new way of getting around, or a major upgrade in your day-to-day life. But even if it's not exactly that, it's still showing as a real-world shift. Something that people can see. Something that makes others go, wait, how did that happen? And that's where the energy gets interesting. Because I'm seeing that you're getting a lot of yes right now. Things are working out. Opportunities are showing up. People are saying yes to you. Doors are opening. Paths are clearing. And what I want you to understand is this is not luck. This looks like divine timing, like alignment, like something higher than you is backing you right now. And when you have that kind of backing, it doesn't matter who doesn't like it. It doesn't matter who tries to block it. Because when the door is meant for you, no one else can shut it. People can talk, people can doubt, people can try to delay you, but they cannot cancel what was written for you. Let me say it another way. You're being moved forward, and some people are going to feel bothered by that because they don't understand it. They might look at your life and say, that's not fair. Or they don't deserve that. Or why are they getting that? But they don't see what you've survived. They don't know what you went through privately. They don't know the nights you cried, the times you stayed strong, the times you kept going when you had every reason to give up. So they only see the upgrade, but they didn't see the battle. Now, the strongest thing coming through is this. You have more power than you give yourself credit for. And I don't mean power like ego. I mean real strength, real spiritual authority, real presence. The kind where you don't even have to talk much and people feel you. The kind where even when you're quiet, you still impact the room. Even when you don't show off, your life still speaks. And here's what's wild. You may not see yourself like that. You might still see yourself as someone who is just trying to make it, just trying to survive, just trying to stay okay. But the energy around you is saying people around you know exactly who you are. They may not compliment you. They may not praise you. They may even pretend they don't see it. But they see it. They feel it. They know you're powerful. Now, I'm going to shift into the deeper part because this is important. There's another layer here, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You've been dealing with something heavy spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. This isn't something you talk about much. It's private. It's personal. It's almost like you carry it alone. And I feel like you've reached a point where you've been questioning yourself. Like, am I really protected? Am I really supported? Why do I keep going through this? Why does this keep happening? Why do I keep meeting the same type of situation again and again? If you've been feeling that, you're not crazy. You're not weak. And you're not making it up. What I'm picking up on is a pattern. It's like the same energy keeps showing up in different forms. Different people, but the same vibe. Different faces, but the same feeling. Different situations, but somehow the same story. And this is why it feels tiring. Because you're like, I healed from that. I left that behind. I learned the lesson. Why is it back again? Well, let me explain what this looks like. It's a repeated cycle where you attract or run into people who carry a low energy, people who are insecure, controlling, draining, jealous, manipulative, or emotionally unhealthy. And it's not always obvious at first. Sometimes they come off nice. Sometimes they come off loving. Sometimes they come off supportive. But later you realize they are not safe for you. And it can be in friendships, It can be in family. It can be in relationships. It can be in workspaces. It can even be in random connections you didn't expect. And because it keeps repeating, you start questioning yourself instead of questioning the pattern. You start thinking, maybe I'm the problem, or maybe I'm not protected, or maybe I'm not as strong as I thought. But that's exactly why this message is coming through, to pull you back into your truth. Because you are strong. And not only are you strong, your spirit is sensitive. You pick up on things. You feel energy. You read people deeply, even when you don't want to, even when you try to ignore it. You still sense what's real and what's fake. And sometimes that's why people react to you, because they can't hide around you. They can't pretend around you. Your presence makes lies uncomfortable. Now, let me be honest, some of what you've been dealing with feels like projection. Like people putting their issues on you, people blaming you for things you didn't do, people misunderstanding you on purpose, people wanting to make you look like the bad one because they can't accept that you're growing. And I'm getting the feeling that in the recent past, you triggered someone without even trying. You may have simply stood in your power. You may have set boundaries. You may have stopped chasing. You may have stopped begging. You may have chosen yourself. You may have spoken the truth. You may have walked away. And that alone was enough to make certain people uncomfortable. Because when you stop shrinking yourself, people who benefited from you being small will start acting strange. So, yes, some people around you may not want you to see yourself the way you're truly seen in the spiritual realm. They don't want you confident. They don't want you clear. They don't want you focused. They don't want you healed. They don't want you protected. They don't want you powerful. Because when you fully step into who you are, you become unstoppable. And that's what this whole message is about. You're stepping into a season where your life is changing quickly, your access is expanding, your opportunities are increasing. And at the same time, you're being asked to stay sharp, not paranoid, not fearful, just aware. Because if the same energy keeps coming back in different forms, it means you're being trained to recognize it faster, to trust yourself quicker, to stop explaining yourself to people who don't want to understand you, to stop giving access to people who don't deserve it, to stop reopening doors that God already helped you close. So if you've been feeling like, why does this keep happening? It's because you're leveling up, and every level requires stronger boundaries, clearer discernment, and deeper trust in your own instincts. And let me end it like this: you are not losing your power. You're being reminded of it. You are not abandoned. You're being redirected. You are not weak. You're becoming wiser. And everything opening up for you right now is proof that you're still chosen, still guided, and still protected. This really isn't about what you do. It's about who you are and the way you make people feel. There's something about your energy that affects others deeply, even when you're not trying. One of the biggest things I'm picking up on is your silence. And this is something that triggers people, not because you're being intentional, but because you don't feel the need to explain yourself. You may be someone who naturally observes more than they speak. When you enter a room, you're not rushing to talk. You might keep to yourself, stay in the background, and that alone makes your presence feel mysterious. Right now, your silence is saying more than words ever could. You let people think what they want about you. You don't rush to correct narratives or clear up assumptions. And for certain people, that's deeply uncomfortable. They can't read you, and they can't control the situation. I also feel very strongly that you're keeping your plans quiet. There's something you're preparing for, a move you're about to make, and it feels like you were guided to stay silent while it comes together. Almost like a clear inner message saying, keep this to yourself for now. This energy could be showing up through different people in your life. For some of you, it's personal, a family member, a partner, or a close friend. A lot is being revealed in your relationships, and you're becoming very selective about who has access to you and this next phase of your life. Whatever you're stepping into feels like a reward. It could be a change in your environment, a new opportunity, or simply a deeper sense of peace. The image that keeps coming up is of you being handed a key and being told to move quietly and wisely. People are reacting to your silence because you're not giving them answers. You're not confirming anything. And because of that, your energy feels loud even when you say nothing. You're moving strategically right now, protecting what's growing, and that's exactly where you're meant to be. This is a very personal season for you. Others can sense that something is changing, even if they don't know what it is. Some people are watching closely, wondering where you're headed and whether they're coming with you. For some of you, this feels like a quiet retreat, a pause to reflect. You may be realizing that something no longer fits your life, a relationship, a place, or a pattern that's been following you for a long time. There's a heavy energy from the past being exposed, and you're being guided to process it privately. Even so, your presence remains powerful. When you go quiet, people know it means something is shifting. By the time you look back, you'll realize how much has changed, especially in your relationships. This is the beginning of a new chapter. You're being given access to something new because you've reached a place of deep honesty with yourself. You're seeing people clearly, including yourself, and that truth is what's opening the next door. It feels like there's been an energy around you that didn't want you to fully realize who you are, almost like something was trying to keep you unaware of your own power. But deep down, you already know. You've been shown this again and again. You carry a strong spiritual presence, and that's not something you imagined. This message is coming through because you're entering a new chapter, a real shift. For many of you, I keep sensing movement, changing environments, possibly relocating, or stepping into a completely new space in life. It feels like you're being guided toward a place where you can finally be yourself, where you can breathe, grow, and connect with people who actually understand you. You've outgrown where you are, and that's why things may have felt uncomfortable or confusing lately. If you've been questioning yourself, your gifts, or why things feel delayed, it's not because you're doing something wrong. Your environment has played a big role. When you're spiritually sensitive, the people and energy around you affect you deeply. That's why certain places drain you and certain people feel heavy. It's also why some blessings may have felt slowed down. If you've been praying for a fresh start, this is your confirmation. The door is already open. It feels like you've either received the key or you're about to receive it very soon. For some of you, more than one opportunity is opening up, and you're going to realize you're not as stuck as you once thought. You're also not imagining what you've been sensing around people. The way you pick up on energy, the way others seem to watch you, react to you, or feel uneasy around you, that's real. Your intuition is very strong right now, and you're reading things correctly. Trust yourself. I'm also picking up signs and symbols, animals, repeated patterns, even finding coins. These are small confirmations that you're protected and guided. There's strong ancestral energy around you, especially protective masculine energy, reminding you that you're safe and supported as you move forward. It feels like you're being prepared to let go of an old life and step into a new one. And the question that keeps coming up is, who are you really? Not who you appear to be on the outside, but who you are at a soul level. You see deeply. You sense truth. You don't just see people, you feel them. And that's why your journey has been intense and different. You've survived things that could have broken you. Cycles you shouldn't have made it through, but you did. And now you're being rewarded with a new chapter, new access, new opportunities, a new way of living. Something is ending, and something new is beginning almost immediately after. You're not behind. You're not blocked. You're being guided into what's next. Trust where you're being led.